Guests tonight, Dave Matthews, Elayne Boosler, Bishop Earl Jackson, and Joe Califano.
Reviews Joe Califano. Joe. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. He is an attorney and theologian. This week, he's hosting Racial Reconciliation Sunday from the Samaritan Project. Bishop Earl Jackson. Bishop. Hello, my good man. How are you, Bishop? A comedian who'll be in Cleveland this week as part of a 40-city tour, Elayne Boosler. Hello, sweetness. How are you? And his new CDs are Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds live at Luther College. And before these crowded streets, Dave Matthews right here. Thank you, Dave. Okay. I tell you, nobody is ever quite as beloved on this show as Dave. Always makes me feel like Ed Sullivan.
Well, see, what
I'm the old guy bringing out the one the kids want to see.
Yeah, but what I do is I buy all the tickets and then send them out to all my friends.
Actually, as long as we're welcoming newcomers, we have two new stations, WPLG in Miami and WSB in Atlanta. I want to say thanks for coming aboard, because we want to be on there earlier and so our people can watch it. Now listen, President Clinton is in South America. He's in Central America. And there's a number of controversies he's addressing, but one of the big sore spots is in St. Vincent, where they sell bananas. You know, we have a big banana trade war going, and when that went sour, what we did last December is we went in and burned up listen to this, burned up 1 million marijuana plants, narrowly beating the old record set by Woody Harrelson. I don't know if you know that. Yeah.
I have to just say, just because I understand well, I don't know if I understand them, but there are laws here. But I find I have a big difficulty with us going to other countries that don't necessarily believe have the same ideas and go and burn an economic crop for them, something that feeds their people, and these people are already, fairly destitute. So now we're going to go over there and burn their crops and then say, why did you destroy our income? And we say, well, because we don't want our kids to get high, but it's not, or don't want our people to get high, but our kids are, our people, it's not St. Vincent that's got the big drug dealer going, hey, kids, you want to get high? They're not pushing it. They're growing it because there's people
and it just seems terribly arrogant for us to bring our own hang-ups into another country, but we thought we'd invite Joe here because I know that you're
You know how I feel about this. One, they invited us in to do it. Remember that. Remember that now.
Oh,
Remember
please.
that, please.
Hitler said the same thing.
No.
Oh, they invited us. I'm not kidding. Everybody says they invited us in, and you know that's BS.
No. Oh, no, it's not BS. Yeah, but number two, on one point I would agree with you. Drugs come to this country by invitation, not by invasion. That's true. The problem should first be dealt with here. We are 5% of the world's population. We consume 50% of the world's cocaine. We got to change our attitude here. But remember,
Joe,
that stuff is dangerous.
Problem number one. I may identify problem number one. We're talking about marijuana. Right in the same breath, you went cocaine. That's problem number one, is that people, like you, who probably have never done any drugs, lump them together, and they're not the same.
But watch a baseball.
They're not the same, Joe. But marijuana is not cocaine.
But they're all addictive.
Bill,
they're not.
Addictive.
Oh,
they're all addictive.
There are 100,000 people in treatment in the United States for marijuana. There are 100,000 people in treatment in the United States for marijuana.
Most
of them are teenagers.
Are they in treatment with marijuana?
David, most of them are teenagers, and we know now that marijuana affects dopamine levels in the brain. Okay. The same way that heroin does, the same way that cocaine does, and there are studies not in the United States, but in Italy and Spain, and cigarettes and alcohol.
It's addictive.
Absolutely.
Well, but here's the thing. If I may get a plug in for something that will give people exactly what they're looking for, let's burn up all of the crops of marijuana wherever we can find them.
That's not what people are looking for, Reverend.
Well, that's what they need, because people
are you going to tell them what they need?
Yes.
That's the problem.
You know what? Wait.
That's problem number two. You guys thinking you can tell people what they need.
Wait a minute. But let me tell you what it is.
That's problem number two.
Wait a minute. You don't know what it is. People
Yeah,
need God. That's right.
But Bob Marley combined the two.
That's what they're looking for.
What if France marched into this country and burned all the tobacco fields because they don't want Marlboro?
Well, I don't think we have to concern ourselves with that. I think France would come in and bring us wine bottles, but they would come in and burn marijuana crops.
You actually, Elayne makes a very good point.
Of course.
A very good point.
I waited long enough. There it is. There's my point.
Tobacco does kill more people, and someday
And alcohol.
somebody's going to say
And alcohol.
alcohol.
I don't think marijuana is
another.
I don't know if there's actual statistics that says that one person has ever died from marijuana.
Well, yes. Oh, come on. People die from marijuana and automobile accidents all the time, just the way they die from alcohol and automobile accidents.
Why is it that...
And that is a reason. Well, then why don't we get rid of alcohol
Kids
too,
die
Joe?
from
Oh, well, maybe we should take the other angle, get rid of cars.
Well, look,
4 kids and
Joe, then why isn't alcohol illegal too?
Because it's
why are
already
you demonizing one mood-altering substance that could kill you in a car accident and not the other?
And not
Where's the
Yanni albums.
consistency,
let's
Joe?
not add anything. The point is, let's not add anything to the mix. I mean, we've already got alcohol.
Let's leave the
not add
hypocrisy where it
marijuana.
is.
Well, let's just stop where we are. Yeah, maybe.
Well, isn't that unfair?
Well, look, why don't we include LSD?
Wait,
Why
I
don't
asked
we-
him a
Oh,
question.
no, but let's see.
not at all unfair. First of all, for kids, drinking, buying alcohol, buying marijuana, buying cigarettes, it's
agree.
all illegal.
I agree.
It's all
It
illegal,
should be for
okay?
kids, yeah.
All right, that's what we're talking about.
We're not talking about kids.
Nobody...
We're talking about going to an
But
island
Joe,
and burning
alcohol
nobody
is
starts-
not illegal for
virtually-
adults. Marijuana is illegal for adults. Where's the consistency, Joe?
There's none. I mean, either we ban alcohol or we
You wanna
legalize
ban
marijuana.
alcohol?
No, I don't want to, but I want.
legalize marijuana.
I think marijuana would be a nice thing to buy at a
saying-
store.
All right, I got to take a commercial. We'll be back. All right, I want to get back to the question about consistency with pot and alcohol. But first, your group, Joe, the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse, and I think we all agree, no one is for addiction or substance abuse. But yesterday, your group prominently featured here, the Week in Review in the New York Times front page, the title, Less Crime, More Criminals. Nearly 1 of every 150 people in this country is in prison, a figure no other democracy comes close to matching. Nearly 60% of all those people are doing time for drug violations. We are making more on our citizens. That's what you want?
Let me tell you the main point of that. 80% of the people in prison in this country are there because they violated drug or alcohol laws. #1 crime is drunk driving.
That's the point.
No, wait a minute. Or they committed murder, rape, assault while they were high on drugs or alcohol, or they're drug addicts or alcoholics. Now, the insane part of this country's policy is we put them in prison, we don't give them any treatment, we don't give them any help. The day they walk out, they're going to go right back,
But
mostly
I
on
have to say
cocaine and
one
heroin.
thing,
And we should treat them as a matter of public safety.
But I really think that if we confuse marijuana in there, I don't want to get confused.
No, we're not talking about,
I don't
we're
think
not talking about marijuana there.
I know,
yeah,
I know,
we
but
are.
a lot of
Plenty of people
so
are
many
in
of those
jail.
people in jail are in jail for marijuana.
No, David, with all due respect.
With
all
what was
due
in Rolling
respect,
Stone, it was something like 600,000 people in 1997 were arrested for marijuana.
A lot of arrests. No, but very few people in jail.
People populating these prisons
Nonsense.
are not in jail because they smoked marijuana. They are in jail because they've committed crimes, and having
Okay,
marijuana
let me ask
cigarette
you
is not
this
the thing. But we need to draw, can I just say this? We need to draw the line at all drugs, and that includes marijuana, and if we let that in, then we just
Then
might
does
as
it
well let
include
everything.
liquor?
No, but I don't see the consistency there. I don't know why it has to be thrown in there, because what happened, the result is that you have young people smoke. You know, people are saying drugs are bad or bad or bad. And then a kid smokes pot, wakes up in the morning, and walks around and says, "Wait a second. If this isn't bad, then maybe coke isn't bad. Maybe heroin isn't bad. Maybe LSD."
You begin to lie to them, which is what you're doing, lying to them. Yes, you are.
Tell them it's okay to do marijuana, but stop there, and we know they will.
No,
For
I
a
think
kid, it's not okay to do anything.
I think, yeah, exactly. And if you explain to kids, if you educate children about drugs rather than just say
that's a very
drugs.
no. But of course you want to do that. But that's a very important point. For a kid, none of this stuff is good. Pot savages short-term memory.
Right.
It affects their ability to concentrate.
For an adult, it's
screws
not
them
good.
up in school.
It's not good for anybody.
But this issue,
You don't know that, Reverend. That's you, man. Stop talking about everybody else.
Hey,
We're not you.
You think marijuana is good for people?
I
You really think marijuana is
I don't
good?
think it's worse than alcohol, and that's legal.
You
I
think filling your
I think I'm a
brain-
free American citizen. I should be able to decide what's good for me, not you, man.
No, I don't.